So good afternoon, champions. Sorry for the detail. So let us just go straight to the charts. I hope you had a great day. I'm sorry that yesterday I was unable to upload any analysis. But hopefully the market did not make much move yesterday, so there was no effect on that. So I'll just go straight to the chart, and I'm going to go straight to EURUSD. I'll be starting my analysis with EURUSD, and I hope you guys have been making profit as I'm doing this daily analysis, because my greatest hope is that at the end of the day you make some money, and if you're making losses, just to make sure that you don't blow those accounts and you just minimize your losses. So just to highlight, generally the Euro USD, as you can view it, it is on an uptrend. In general, you can see an uptrend. So we had a touch to the upside, touch the downside, touch the upside again, double touch to the downside. So currently the market is playing between these two consolidation. If I can draw here. So you can see that the market are having this small consolidation at this point here. The markets have been playing between these 2 points. But as I told you last week, I'm still waiting for a breakout to the upside. Remember, we have already had two double touches to the downside here. So we are currently expecting the markets to move to the upside. So if I can move to a lower time frame, so that you can have a clear view of what I'm trying to explain here. So you can see this is the place that I had explained earlier, that the markets were playing in between these two trend line. I mean these two point of consolidation. We have got a higher point at this place and also at this place. So the markets have been behaving some sort of weirdly between these two regions. So let me just remove some of their analysis. You can inbox me in case you have got any questions. Okay, this week I'll be uploading a video on YouTube on how to just go about the trading view, how to put in your stop losses, take profit, sell stop, buy stop, and all those sort of things. So just prepare yourself for that video. So this is what we are having here on our daily time frame. So you can see that the markets, after touching the downside, if I may go slightly, yeah, if I may zoom out, so I just wanted to have a clear view of what I'm talking about. So let me zoom out again. So you can see that the markets have been moving on, and I'm sorry that it's not so clear, but generally the market have been moving on an uptrend. Remember, this is after it had double touches to the trend line below, so they have been moving on an uptrend, or you can say a bullish trend to the upside. So you can see that we had a touch here, we had a touch to the downside, then we had a touch to the upside, followed by these two touches to the downside here. So these two touches the downside here, then the markets, after touching this position, they went moving in between these two regions. These are the two regions that we are talking about. So if I can zoom in, so yeah, fantastic. So after touching the downtrend with the double touches, This is the kind of trend that they are trying, I mean, the market have been trying to create. So we had a touch to this point here. Let me take my this pencil here. So we had a touch there and then a touch to the upside again, went down, had a touch here, moved to the upside again. So we had several touches to the upside and then moved into some small consolidation here before moving again. Had some several touches to the upside here. Then the markets went for a retest to this point of support here, and then they went to the upside. So you can see that the markets have been moving toward the downside, or you can see a bearish trend here with this form of pattern. So after touching this point of support, it went to the upside. So I'm currently waiting for the market to either go for a retest to this point of support in this region at this point, for them to then move to the upside, make a breakout, and then move to the upside again, further moving up with a bullish trend. So this, let me move to an hourly time frame so that you can have a clear view of what I'm trying to explain. So you can see that after touching the top, we had the markets were trying to break out, but then they were, it was as if they are going for a retest. So this is what we had here. Yeah, beautiful. Now you can view it in the correct way. So you see that the market, after touching this point of support, was uh, trying to have a breakout at this position, but make sure sometimes when you are waiting for three candles for you to have a confirmation, you may find yourself buying instead of selling, or in other words, you are predicting a market move to the upside while the markets are moving to the downside. Like in this place, you can see that we have four candlesticks that are moving to the upside, but then the market decided to move to the downside. That's why I usually wait for the fifth candlestick, especially if it is from an hourly time frame. I wait for the fifth candlestick to give me a clear confirmation. Unless if it is a long candlestick, then you need maybe a minimum of four or three long candlestick for you to have a confirmation that the markets are having a breakout. We are talking about a breakout, not a trend. So for the case of a trend, three candlesticks may be clear for you to get into any kind of trend. So here we had this tried to break out to the upside, but then it moved to the downside again, created some few patterns here where it had this point. Let me take my pen. So it had this point and then moved to the upside again. Now, today I wanted to explain about two types of traders, those who like we have got day traders and then we have got those who scalp and swing. So basically, scalping is when the markets are moving to the downside, and swinging is when the market is moving to sideways. Like in this form, so you can have buy a buy trade in this region. You can have a buy trade at this point and still make some money at the same time. But remember, the market is having a bearish trend. So you are having a kind of a bullish trade, but at the same time, in general, the market is making a bearish movement. So I hope I was clear on that point. So you can see that the markets were somehow making some swings. So and then the market moved to the downside. So here you could see a clear confirmation from the hourly time frame. So you can see a clear confirmation from this point made a breakout to this position. So you can see at least here you've got around five red candlesticks that were moving to the downside, a clear confirmation that the markets are moving to the downside. Then you had um, up to this point. So you can see that I had already drew my trend line at that point. So after touching this position, they went back up with some few patterns. Remember, you still have got an opportunity to capitalize. I was able to capitalize on some of the movement that the markets were making. So you can see that the market moved up to this point and then it started moving down. But again, it was moving up, but moving down, but still was having some retest to this point of resistance. Then they had a clear confirmation that they were moving to the upside. uh, So you can see they move to the upside up to this point, just nearly touching the trend line, and then they start moving to the upside again. So you can see that currently that is how the market are moving the market. So you can see that I've got around 4 candlesticks. The fourth candlestick is about to close. Remember, this is an hourly time frame. So on capitalizing on it, okay, currently I'm not holding that trade. I've just place that short position there so that I can have is a confirmation that I'm still waiting for. So, but if I was to capitalize on this market, you will see that I'll be risking how much? I'll be risking 170 shillings with a reward of around 600 shillings, which is again good. So I'm just waiting for it to give me some confirmation for me to get into that trade. So these are generally the targets that I'm targeting, or in other words, these are the regions in which the market are not going to have a straight move. So they are going to maybe experience some retest, or they are going to have some small consolidation. So you can see that we had a breakout of this position moving to the upside again. So that is all that I had for you for Euro USD. And then the other pair that I wanted to share with you guys is AUD USD. And from my view, I was kind of able to realize that the movement of AUD USD is kind of correlated to the movement of GBP USD. Yeah, that is what I was able to realize today as I was tracking my trade. Today I was trading on both the markets. So let me move to a weekly time frame so that if it is your first time listening to this, it might be easy for you to understand. So let me just zoom out so that you can have a clear view. So let me just go back. So we had a touch to the upside, touch to the downside, touch to the upside again, and then we had a touch to the downside. So currently we are expecting the markets to move to the upside and make a touch to the upside. So we had a breakout of this position here, had a breakout of this position here, but then we are still waiting for a breakout out of this position for us to capitalize. So you can see I've got my plan there. If the markets hits or gets into the trade, I'm looking forward in capitalizing on the breakout that will be happening. I'm expecting the breakout in this position. So let me move to a lower time frame. So from the lower time frame, this is what you are able to see. So the markets have been having some bullish trend. So after touching this position, so we had a touch to the upside again, touch to the upside again, moved down, had some retest to this point of support, and then moved to the upside again, made a touch to that point, started creating some point of support, moved up, moved again to the downside, making a retest to that point of support, and we are currently on a point of consolidation. Sometimes it may be somehow tricky, you trading from a point of consolidation. So all that you have to do is just to be careful while you're trading from a point of consolidation. Okay, a point of consolidation is a point where the markets are not making any move they are making move to the upside, but at the same time they are also making the same even move to the downside. So it is hard for you to have a general move of where the markets are moving, and this is what you can see generally here. The markets have been moving up and then they're moving down, making even movement. So let me just move to an hourly time frame so you can see what I'm trying to explain. So this is the point of kind of consolidation, and we are having a lot of retracement, pullbacks, very huge pullbacks. So it is kind of risky. I've taken some huge losses on AUDUSD, mainly just because of the kind of pullbacks that they are having. They are having very huge pullbacks. So make sure that when you are placing in your stop losses, be careful when placing in your stop losses because the pullbacks are very, very huge. So currently that is what we are having. So you can see this is what I was trying to say, that this is a kind of a point of consolidation because the market had been moving to the upside, but then moving to the downside again, having some retrace, trying to move to the upside, moving to the downside again, moving to the upside, then moving to the downside. So here we had so I was able to take some profit at this point here when the market was moving to the downside, but then they went further to the downside, then moved to the upside again to this point, move to the downside again. So, but I'm currently expecting the markets to move to the upside again, hopefully. But as I've said, please be careful when you are placing in your trades, especially on AUDUSD. It is somehow tricky. So currently, this is the trade that I'm currently expecting to place. So if I can zoom in so that you can be able to see the kind of pullbacks that these things are having, especially when you're trying to place in a small stop loss. So you can see this. Let me just use this pen so that you can be able to see. You can see these things here. Those I like calling them tails. Very huge pullbacks. So sorry for that. So can you imagine for you to not be able to get out of the market? You'll be risking, let me show you. So you'll be risking how much? So that is like risking 200. Yeah, roughly 200 shillings for you to get a reward of 500. Yeah, 500. Okay, not so bad. So that currently that is the pair that I'm looking forward to trade. So hopefully make sure you capitalize. I know some of you have been asking about the signal now. These are the signals. You are able to see what I'm also seeing. I know most of you are waiting for me to send like some signals together with the digits where the stop loss, where the take profit. Okay, I'm not currently I'm not doing that, but at least I'm showing you how I'm placing in my trades and how I'm analyzing the markets. So currently that is what I'm seeing. You can see that the markets have already made a touch to this trend line. Remember the markets have been moving in between those two trend lines. You had a breakout out of this position, had some. So hopefully this time around when the market makes a breakout, it will be a breakout for sure that will be moving to the upside, not having any kind of pullback. So interest me. So that is all that I had for you for today. Um, have a blessed evening and may the peace be with you.